In recent times, the United States has been a stage for extraordinary events that have left many wondering if the second coming is near. Imagine waking up to headlines that seem straight out of the Bible. Sightings of Jesus Christ and massive insect swarms sweeping across various states. These events, both awe-inspiring and terrifying, have captivated the attention of believers and skeptics alike. What if these occurrences are not mere coincidences, but divine signs? Could we be witnessing the fulfillment of ancient prophecies right before our eyes? In this video, we will explore the miraculous sightings of Jesus and the swarms of insects, delving deep into their significance and implications. We will unravel the mysteries behind these events, providing you with a comprehensive understanding of what might be the most significant spiritual awakening of our time. But before we dive in, let's set the stage. The Bible has long foretold signs and wonders that would herald the second coming of Christ. These prophecies, written millennia ago, describe events that are eerily similar to what we are experiencing today. From the book of Revelation to the words of Jesus himself, we are given glimpses of what to expect in the end times. Our journey begins with the incredible accounts of people who claim to have seen Jesus. These sightings have been reported across different states, each story more compelling than the last. We will hear from witnesses who have experienced these divine encounters firsthand, sharing their awe and wonder. Their testimonies will provide a vivid picture of what they saw and how it has transformed their lives. Next, we will tackle the swarms of insects. These swarms, reminiscent of the plagues of Egypt, have caused widespread panic and confusion. Scientists have struggled to explain these phenomena, leading many to believe that there's a deeper, spiritual meaning behind them. We will compare these modern-day plagues to the biblical accounts, examining the similarities and what they could mean for us today. Throughout this video, we will also consult experts and theologians who will offer their insights into these events. Their knowledge and perspective will help us connect the dots, revealing a narrative that is both compelling and thought-provoking. We will explore the prophetic implications of these occurrences, asking whether they are signs of the imminent return of Christ. Finally, we will look at how the public and media are reacting to these events. Social media is buzzing with discussions, debates, and theories. News outlets are covering these stories, sparking interest and fear in equal measure. We will analyze the public sentiment and how these events are shaping the spiritual landscape of the nation. Join us on this incredible journey as we delve into the mysteries of these divine events. Prepare to be amazed, inspired, and perhaps even a little frightened by what we uncover. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel to stay updated on our latest videos. Let's dive deep and illuminate the truth behind these extraordinary occurrences. The United States, a land often seen as a beacon of modernity and progress, is now witnessing events that seem to defy rational explanation. These extraordinary occurrences challenge our understanding of reality and invite us to explore the mysteries of faith and the divine. As we navigate through these stories, we will encounter a blend of fear and hope, skepticism and belief, all intertwined in a narrative that could redefine our spiritual journey. Simultaneously, the swarms of insects, overwhelming in their numbers and relentless in their advance, serve as a stark reminder of the biblical plagues. These swarms disrupt daily life, causing chaos and fear. But they also prompt us to reflect on their deeper meaning. Are these swarms a natural phenomenon, or do they hold a prophetic significance that we are only beginning to understand? Throughout this exploration, we will seek to connect the dots between ancient prophecies and contemporary events. By consulting experts and theologians, we will gain a deeper understanding of the potential significance of these occurrences. Their insights will help us navigate the complex interplay between faith, prophecy, and the events unfolding before us. In closing, our journey into these extraordinary events is just beginning. The stories we uncover and the insights we gain will illuminate the path forward, offering a glimpse into the divine mysteries that surround us. Stay with us as we delve deeper into these remarkable occurrences. And remember to subscribe to our channel to stay informed and inspired. Together, we will seek the truth and explore the profound implications of these divine events. In the past few months, numerous reports of Jesus sightings have surfaced across various states in the U.S., leaving both believers and skeptics in awe. Witnesses from different backgrounds and locations describe a similar phenomenon. a radiant figure appearing in the sky, often accompanied by an overwhelming sense of peace and divine presence. One such account comes from a small town in Texas, where a group of locals gathered for a community event. As dusk fell, they noticed a bright light in the sky, which gradually took the shape of a figure. The figure, they claim, was unmistakably Jesus, shining with a heavenly glow. Those present were overcome with a profound sense of awe and reverence. Some fell to their knees in prayer, while others wept openly, convinced they were witnessing a miracle. Another remarkable sighting occurred in Florida, where a woman captured a video of what she described as Jesus appearing above her home. In the video, a glowing figure can be seen descending slowly from the clouds, surrounded by a halo of light. The footage quickly went viral, sparking debates and discussions across social media platforms. Many viewers were convinced of its authenticity, while others sought rational explanations, suggesting it could be an optical illusion or a cleverly edited video. These sightings are not limited to rural or less populated areas. In New York City, one of the busiest and most bustling places on Earth, several people reported seeing a similar figure near Central Park. Witnesses described the experience as otherworldly, noting how the figure appeared suddenly and then vanished just as quickly. The event left many questioning what they had seen and its significance. The phenomenon of Jesus sightings is not new. Throughout history, there have been numerous accounts of divine apparitions, often during times of crisis or great spiritual need. What sets the recent sightings apart is their frequency and the number of witnesses reporting similar experiences. These events have reignited discussions about the second coming and the signs that might precede it. To understand these sightings better, we turn to experts in theology and biblical studies. Dr. Sarah Mitchell, a renowned theologian, suggests that these sightings could be interpreted as signs of divine intervention. According to her, in times of great turmoil and uncertainty, people often look for signs that offer hope and reassurance. These sightings of Jesus may be a way for the divine to communicate with us, reminding us of the presence of a higher power. Another perspective comes from Dr. Michael Adams, a professor of religious studies, who offers a more skeptical view. He posits that these sightings could be attributed to psychological phenomena. When people are under stress or facing significant challenges, their minds may create visions or experiences that provide comfort. While these sightings are deeply meaningful to those who experience them, they may not be literal manifestations of Jesus. Regardless of the explanation, the impact of these sightings on individuals and communities is undeniable. For many, these experiences have strengthened their faith, providing a sense of hope and connection to the divine. Listing some of these signs, Jesus said there will be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in various places. The ancient prophet Isaiah issued a similar warning for the end times in a message that applied first to ancient Jerusalem and then to Jerusalem prior to the return of Christ. The prophet said, "You will be punished by the Lord of hosts with thunder and earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire during the day of the Lord, a time of judgment upon the nations when Christ returns." Isaiah said the people should go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth from the terror of the Lord and the glory of his majesty when he arises to shake the earth mightily. However, do these signs stop there? Do not forget, in recent days, Jerusalem has been bathed in a celestial glow, illuminated by lights that dance in the heavens with an ethereal grace. And yet, alongside these luminous manifestations, a symphony of otherworldly sounds echoes through the air, stirring the hearts of all who hear them. But these are not the only signs that grace the skies above Jerusalem. For even as the heavens shimmer with celestial light and resonate with celestial melody, the earth below bears witness to a different kind of marvel. A vast and unyielding swarm of locusts, sweeping across the land like the recently biblical plague mentioned, leaving awe and wonder in its wake. The latest profound phenomena that has happened in Jerusalem is so rare that it's been 221 years in the waiting. The deafening blasts of the trumpets of God have shattered the heavens. Angels sound the piercing notes that herald the end of days. The skies above Jerusalem have captured the world's attention with angels of the Lord. In this ancient city, where the foundations of faith were laid, the recent unusual formations and apparitions in the clouds have ignited fervent discussions and speculation. To some, These celestial visions bear the hallmarks of divine intervention, modern-day manifestations akin to the awe-inspiring signs and wonders documented in sacred scriptures. The prospect of these heavenly displays, heralding the long-awaited return of Jesus Christ, has filled many believers with a profound sense of hope and anticipation. From the time of biblical history, we are reminded of the cosmic events that unfolded during pivotal moments in humanity's spiritual journey. The star that guided the wise men to the birth of the Messiah. The pillar of fire that led the Israelites through the wilderness. These were not mere coincidences, but powerful reminders of the hand of the divine orchestrating the grandest of narratives. But beware, believers in Jesus, brace yourselves, for the world will be purged by fire and blood. The apocalyptic prophecies are being unleashed upon the earth. Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes, famines, and pestilences in various places, and fearful events and great signs from heaven. Luke 21:7-11. Three of the gospel writers give us parts of the same talk by Jesus. They are found in Matthew 24, Mark 13, and Luke 21. Matthew wrote that the disciples waited until they were seated together on the side of the Mount of Olives before they questioned Christ about his prophecy. Matthew 24:3. Matthew and Mark record two questions they asked him. "Tell us," they said, "when will this happen? And what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age?" Matthew 24:3. Jesus' words in reply are the most extended answer to any question posed to the Lord. These two separate events are the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD and the events leading up to the return of Christ, which is already partly underway in our time. This writer believes that the second part of their question, "What will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age?" Matthew 24:3, speaks of a time that is mostly still ahead of us. We come today to one of the most controversial topics ever in the history of the world. I cannot think of anything that gets it more debatable than the rebuilding of the Third Temple. Now that we've seen the prophecies of earthquakes, cosmic signs, and the end times, we need to consider what they should motivate us to do. Various scriptures warn us that the end-time events will come to pass suddenly and unexpectedly. God issued a warning that we should not be weighed down by the cares of this life, so that the day of Christ's return arrives when we are not prepared. So it is up to each of us to watch like a sentry on guard duty and pray always that we may be accounted worthy to escape these things, which will come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. As I previously stated, there are varying viewpoints concerning the timing of the events leading up to the day of the Lord and the coming of Christ. Some believe the events written in the book of Revelation happened in the 1st century AD with the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD. This is called the preterist view. Those that believe the events are yet future, such as me, are called futurists. Among futurists, there are 4 different beliefs about timing: the pre-tribulation rapture, the mid-tribulation, the post-tribulation, and the pre-wrath rapture. As we have said, the scriptures speak of a 7-year period called the 70th week of Daniel, Daniel 9:27. The doctrine of the pre-tribulation rapture of the saints describes those who believe the rapture takes place before the 7-year period starts, the time called the 70th week of years of Daniel. Those who believe the rapture happens in the middle of the 7 years, at the abomination of desolation, are called mid-tribulation, and those who believe the rapture occurs at the end of the 7 years are called post-tribulation. A fourth opinion, called the pre-wrath view, is that the rapture occurs at some time into the second half of the 7 years, during the Great Tribulation that Jesus mentions. Moreover, Jesus is the ultimate example of how to live a meaningful and purposeful life. His presence represents hope, love, healing, and miracles that continue to resonate with believers throughout history. One of the central reasons why Jesus' presence is a big deal for Christians is the belief in his divinity. Christians hold that Jesus is the incarnation of God himself, who took on human form to bridge the gap between humanity and the divine. This belief is rooted in the teachings of the New Testament, where Jesus is described as the Word made flesh, the Savior, and the Messiah. His appearance on earth is seen as a divine intervention, a direct manifestation of God's love and mercy for humanity. Furthermore, Jesus' presence is significant because of his teachings and the example he set. Christians believe that Jesus' life and ministry provide a blueprint for how to live a righteous and meaningful life. His teachings, such as the Sermon on the Mount, emphasize compassion, forgiveness, humility, and love for both God and fellow human beings. Jesus' presence serves as a guiding light for Christians. Sunday morning Mass in Gaza is a reminder that the status of Jerusalem, just an hour's drive from here, matters to Palestinian Christians as much as it does to Palestinian Muslims, inspiring them to follow his teachings and strive for spiritual growth. Jesus is associated with healing and miracles throughout the Gospels. There are numerous accounts of Jesus performing miraculous acts, such as healing the sick, giving sight to the blind, and even raising the dead. These miracles demonstrate Jesus' power over physical ailments and his ability to bring restoration and wholeness to individuals. For Christians, Jesus' appearance represents the hope and assurance that God is actively involved in their lives, offering healing and redemption. The healing ministry of Jesus holds particular significance for Christians. Jesus not only healed physical ailments, but also addressed emotional, spiritual, and relational brokenness. He offered forgiveness to sinners, restored dignity to the marginalized, and emphasized the importance of inner transformation. Christians see Jesus' healing ministry as a sign of God's compassion and desire to bring healing and restoration to all aspects of human existence. Moreover, Jesus' miracles serve as a testimony to his divine nature and power. They are not merely supernatural events, but are seen as signs pointing to a greater reality. Jesus' miracles reveal the presence of God's kingdom breaking into the world, demonstrating God's authority over the natural order. Farmers and researchers are working together to develop strategies to mitigate the impact of locusts on crops, including the use of natural predators and environmentally friendly pesticides. Communities affected by cicadas are finding creative ways to cope, from organizing noise-canceling events to turning the insects into a culinary novelty. In conclusion, the massive insect swarms sweeping across the United States are a multifaceted phenomenon with both scientific and spiritual dimensions. While entomologists study the environmental factors contributing to these swarms, many people see them as a sign of deeper significance, perhaps even as part of a larger divine plan. As we continue to explore these extraordinary events, we must remain open to multiple perspectives and consider how they fit into the broader narrative of our times. These swarms, whether seen as natural disasters or divine signs, remind us of the fragility of our existence and the need to remain vigilant and adaptable in the face of unexpected challenges. As we proceed, we will examine other extraordinary events that further suggest we might be witnessing the signs of the second coming. The recent sightings of Jesus and the swarms of insects have reignited discussions about biblical prophecies and their possible fulfillment in modern times. Many believers see these events as clear signs that the prophecies foretelling the second coming of Christ are coming true. To explore these prophetic implications, we must delve into the scriptures and theological interpretations that have shaped these beliefs. One of the most cited sources for end-time prophecies is the book of Revelation in the New Testament. This book, written by John of Patmos, describes a series of visions that detail the events leading up to the return of Jesus Christ. Among these visions are descriptions of natural disasters, celestial phenomena, and widespread upheaval, elements that many see reflected in today's world. Revelation 9:3-7 speaks of locusts descending upon the earth, tormenting humanity as a form of divine judgment. The description of these locusts is both terrifying and symbolic, leading many to draw parallels with the recent insect swarms in the United States. While the biblical locusts are depicted as having the power to harm humans directly, the modern swarm's destructive impact on agriculture and public health can be seen as a metaphorical fulfillment of this prophecy. Another significant passage is found in Matthew 24:30, where Jesus himself speaks of his return, saying, "Then will appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then all the peoples of the earth will mourn when they see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory." This imagery resonates with the reported sightings of a radiant figure appearing in the sky, interpreted by many as Jesus. These scriptural references provide a framework for understanding the current events as prophetic signs. However, interpreting biblical prophecy is complex and often subjective. Different denominations and theologians offer varying perspectives on how these texts should be understood and applied to contemporary occurrences. Dr. Elizabeth Harper, a theologian specializing in eschatology, emphasizes the importance of context when interpreting prophecies. The symbols and imagery in Revelation and other prophetic books are deeply rooted in the historical and cultural context of their time, she explains. While some parallels can be drawn, it's essential to approach these texts with a nuanced understanding and avoid overly literal interpretations. Despite the need for caution, many believers find hope and reassurance in these prophecies. The idea that current events are part of a divine plan offers a sense of purpose and direction amidst the chaos. Pastor Mark Stevens from the First Baptist Church in Alabama encourages his congregation to view these signs as reminders of God's sovereignty and the need for spiritual readiness. These events, whether or not they are the exact fulfillment of prophecy, remind us to keep our faith strong and live according to God's will, he preaches. Theologians and religious leaders are not the only ones engaging with these prophetic implications. The public discourse, fueled by media coverage and social media discussions, reveals a wide range of interpretations and reactions. Some see these events as undeniable proof of the nearing end times, while others remain skeptical, viewing them as natural occurrences exaggerated by contemporary anxieties. The role of social media in spreading and amplifying these interpretations cannot be overstated. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube have become arenas for debate and discussion, where videos of sightings and swarms are shared, analyzed, and discussed extensively. Hashtags related to end times and prophetic signs trend regularly, reflecting a growing public interest in eschatological themes. This widespread discourse has also led to the emergence of online communities dedicated to end-time prophecies. These groups share information, personal experiences, and interpretations, creating a network of believers who find support and affirmation in their shared beliefs. While these communities can provide a sense of solidarity, they also run the risk of fostering echo chambers where critical analysis and differing viewpoints are less welcome. As we explore the prophetic implications of these events, it's important to recognize the broader historical context of apocalyptic beliefs. Throughout history, many societies have interpreted natural disasters and unusual occurrences as signs of impending doom or divine intervention. These interpretations often reflect underlying social, political, and economic anxieties, projecting contemporary fears onto a cosmic scale. For example, during the medieval period in Europe, the Black Death was widely seen as a divine punishment and a sign of the end times. Similarly, during the Cold War, the threat of nuclear annihilation spurred a surge in apocalyptic thinking and prophetic interpretations among various religious groups. Today, the convergence of global crises, ranging from climate change to pandemics, creates a fertile ground for apocalyptic interpretations. The recent sightings and swarms are situated within this broader context of existential anxiety, where many seek meaning and reassurance in the face of uncertainty. However, it's crucial to balance these interpretations with scientific and rational perspectives. While acknowledging the spiritual and symbolic significance of these events, we must also consider the environmental and socio-political factors that contribute to their occurrence. This balanced approach allows for a more comprehensive understanding of the events and their implications. In conclusion, the prophetic implications of the recent Jesus sightings and insect swarms are deeply intertwined with biblical interpretations, historical context, and contemporary anxieties. While these events resonate with many as signs of the second coming, they also invite us to reflect on the broader patterns of human belief and the ways we seek to understand and navigate our world. As we continue our journey, we will examine how these extraordinary events are being perceived and responded to by the public and the media. In the wake of these extraordinary events, public reaction has been nothing short of intense. People across the United States are grappling with fear, fascination, and a multitude of questions. Social media platforms are buzzing with theories, discussions, and personal accounts, making these occurrences one of the most talked about topics online. The initial reaction from the public was a mix of disbelief and curiosity. Many turned to their smartphones, capturing videos and sharing their experiences on platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Hashtags like Second Coming, insect swarm, and heavenly signs began trending, creating a virtual storm of speculation and debate. Videos showing massive swarms of locusts, eerie lights, and mysterious sounds quickly went viral, amassing millions of views and sparking countless comments and shares. News outlets were quick to pick up on the story, with major networks like CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC providing extensive coverage. Reporters on the ground interviewed eyewitnesses who described their shock and awe at witnessing such phenomena. Local news channels featured segments where residents recounted their experiences, expressing a mix of fear and wonder. The coverage often highlighted the biblical parallels, quoting religious leaders and experts who offered interpretations of these events. Public opinion has been deeply divided. For some, these occurrences are seen as divine signs, reinforcing their faith and beliefs in biblical prophecies. Churches have reported an increase in attendance as people seek solace and understanding in their faith. Pastors and religious leaders have been addressing these events in their sermons, urging their congregations to remain vigilant and steadfast in their beliefs. Special prayer meetings and gatherings have been organized, where communities come together to pray and seek guidance. On the other hand, skeptics and scientists have been offering more rational explanations. Entomologists explain the swarms of insects as natural occurrences exacerbated by climate change and environmental factors. Astronomers and meteorologists provide scientific analyses of the celestial phenomena, attributing them to atmospheric conditions and astronomical events. These explanations, however, have done little to quell the fears and speculations of those who see these events as more than mere coincidences. The media coverage has played a significant role in shaping public perception. Sensational headlines and dramatic footage have fueled the frenzy, leading to a surge in public interest. Talk shows and news programs have featured debates between religious figures and scientists, each presenting their viewpoints on what these events signify. The coverage has been a double-edged sword, providing information while also amplifying the sense of mystery and urgency. Interviews with the public reveal a wide range of emotions and beliefs. One resident from Kansas described seeing a massive swarm of locusts descending on her town, likening it to the plagues of Egypt. "It was like nothing I've ever seen before. The sky turned dark, and the sound was deafening. It felt like a scene straight out of the Bible," she said. Another interviewee from Texas recounted a night when he saw strange lights in the sky. "At first, I thought it was a meteor shower, but the lights were moving in ways that didn't make sense. It was both beautiful and terrifying," he explained. Social media has become a hub for sharing these experiences and theories. People are posting videos, photos, and personal stories, each adding to the collective narrative. Some users are convinced that these events are signs of the second coming, sharing verses from the Bible and urging others to prepare. Others are more skeptical, seeking scientific explanations and engaging in debates about the validity of these interpretations. Online communities and forums dedicated to discussing prophecies and supernatural events have seen a surge in activity. Members are dissecting every piece of evidence, from the videos of locust swarms to recordings of the mysterious sounds. The discussions are intense, with people sharing their own interpretations and looking for patterns that might explain these occurrences. In addition to individual reactions, various religious organizations have also taken notice. The Catholic Church, for example, has issued statements urging calm and encouraging the faithful to pray and reflect on these events. Similarly, evangelical groups have organized online prayer meetings and discussions, focusing on the potential spiritual significance of these occurrences. These collective religious responses have added another layer to the public's reaction, providing both comfort and further intrigue. Moreover, the psychological impact of these events cannot be overlooked. Mental health professionals report an increase in anxiety and stress among those who believe they are witnessing apocalyptic signs. This has led to a rise in people seeking counseling and support, as they try to make sense of their fears and experiences. The blend of media coverage, social media buzz, and personal beliefs has created a potent mix of emotions that is affecting individuals on a deep psychological level. Despite the differing opinions, one thing is clear. These events have captured the public's imagination. Whether seen as divine signs or natural phenomena, they have prompted a nationwide conversation about faith, science, and the unknown. The combination of media coverage and social media buzz has ensured that these occurrences remain at the forefront of public discourse, sparking curiosity and debate across the country. As we continue to explore these events and their implications, it is crucial to consider both the emotional and factual aspects. The public's reaction, shaped by personal beliefs and media influence, highlights the complexity of interpreting such extraordinary phenomena. Whether you view these events through a religious lens or a scientific one, they serve as a reminder of the profound impact that the unknown can have on our collective psyche. By examining the reactions and coverage of these events, we gain insight into how society grapples with the unexplained. This interplay between faith and science, skepticism and belief, underscores the diverse ways in which people seek to understand their world. As the story unfolds, it will be fascinating to see how public opinion evolves and what further revelations may come to light. Throughout history, there have been numerous instances where extraordinary events have been interpreted as divine signs or omens. These historical parallels provide valuable insights into how societies have responded to such phenomena and the lessons we can learn today. By examining these past events, we can better understand the current occurrences and their potential implications. One of the most famous historical parallels is the series of plagues that struck ancient Egypt, as described in the Bible. The plagues, including swarms of locusts, darkness, and the death of the firstborn, were seen as divine retribution and a call for repentance. These events had a profound impact on the Egyptian society and the Israelites, leading to the eventual Exodus. The plagues were interpreted as clear messages from God, demanding attention and change. Similarly, in the Middle Ages, the appearance of Halley's Comet in 1066 was perceived as a bad omen, foretelling the Norman invasion of England. The comet's arrival coincided with significant political and military upheavals, reinforcing the belief that celestial events were harbingers of major changes. People of that era viewed the comet as a sign from God, influencing their actions and decisions. Another notable example is the Lisbon earthquake of 1755. This devastating event, which struck on All Saints' Day, led to widespread destruction and loss of life. The earthquake, followed by a tsunami and fires, was interpreted by many as a manifestation of divine wrath. The event sparked philosophical and theological debates about the nature of God's will and the problem of evil, influencing Enlightenment thinkers like Voltaire and Rousseau. These historical events highlight the role of faith in interpreting extraordinary occurrences. In each case, people turned to their religious beliefs to make sense of the chaos and uncertainty. Faith provided a framework for understanding the events and finding meaning amidst the devastation. The role of faith in interpreting these events cannot be overstated. Faith provides a lens through which people can find meaning and purpose in the face of uncertainty. It offers a sense of hope and assurance that, despite the chaos, there is a higher power at work, guiding and protecting humanity. This belief in a higher purpose can be a powerful source of strength and resilience. Looking back at similar occurrences in history, we learn about human resilience, community, and the importance of faith. Ancient civilizations often saw celestial events as divine messages, prompting reflection and change. This reminds us that people have always sought meaning and understanding in both spiritual and rational ways during uncertain times. Today, modern technology and global connectivity shape our interpretation of these events. Social media amplifies personal experiences, allowing a collective examination of the phenomena. While some turn to religious texts, others seek scientific explanations. This varied exchange of perspectives enhances our understanding and shows how diversely people respond to the unknown. Moving forward, it's important to remain open-minded and respectful of all views. A combination of faith and science offers a comprehensive approach to understanding these events. Whether you see them as divine signs or natural occurrences, thoughtful dialogue and community are key. These events prompt us to reflect on our own lives and values, encouraging resilience, preparedness, and support for each other. By learning from the past and present knowledge, we can navigate these extraordinary times with wisdom and compassion. Our quest for understanding continues. Stay curious, informed, and keep seeking truth. If you found this video insightful, Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for updates. Let's continue to unravel the mysteries that shape our world. Thank you for joining us. Stay vigilant, hopeful, and keep exploring.